Hello, my friends. We have created an app that fetches the data from Stack Overflow, displayed the results and the questions in a list, and allow the user when they click it to display the details and the body of the question in a details activity. Till now, we have created an ordinary app, a hard dependency application. In this videos, we will start making our code more clean, and we will learn the dependency injection and how to create like these dependencies and how to decouple the UI and the networking and the coupling the business logic from UI. So our mission is to decoupling the business logic from UI. Our main activity, or the questions list activity, contains three things. Our code is divided into UI, networking, and activity lifecycle. Forget for the activity lifecycle, which is mandatory in Android. We are going to work with the two things, and we are going to detach and decouple the UI codes like recycler view, question adapter, and linear layout manager from the questions list activity. So as you eliminate the code in a clean and a very effective way, your app will work more and more simpler and more in flow, and cleaning the code in order to use dependency injection. Later on, in the next step, we are going to clear and decouple the networking code from UI and from the questions list activity. So we are going to remove the retrofit, Stack Overflow, API, and callback methods, and we will learn how to make them in a class and a very clean architecture. So let's start making and decoupling the UI codes from our application or the main activity. We need to get rid from the adapter and the recycler view. So for that, we have 7 steps. First of all, we are going to move the recycler view and its adapter from questions list activity. Second, we are going to create question MVC. Third step is implementing MVC listener. Fourth is calling MVC register listener in onStart and on register listener on stop. The sixth step is binding question at on response method, and the seventh step is handling clicks by the user. This is the theoretical and what we are going to do in this video. Now let's move to Android Studio and see how to make this happens in the code. So as I told you, in the first step is moving the recycler view and its adapter from the questions list activity. So with this activity, we need to make it as clean because it's the main activity and handling the UI and the networking calls. So the retrofit configuration is the second step that we are going to use. And I will scroll down to the list, the recycler view, the recycler adapter here. And from this line, I need to make it in a new class. So I will create a new class called questions list questions. Oops, what's happening? List view MVC implementation. Okay, I will name it as this. So this class will extends base view MVC, and it is a class that I'm going to use, and I create it, and I will pass questions list view MVC and also this class I need to create it listener. Okay, so I will create now the questions list, another class. Okay, I will make them more and more clear. So I will put them in a package here. I will name it as MVC or question lists. Questions list. I will move this questions list MVC to the and refactor. Okay, so I will create a new Java class here. It's called questions list view MVC because I have implemented it from here. And this questions list MVC contains will works as an observable. So you see, and you remember from the MVC pattern. If you want to learn more about patterns, you can go back into the retrofit and the patterns, design patterns in this course. But I will lecture more a little bit about this. In an MVC model, we need to make an observable and a controller. So this class works as I will make it as an interface, but it will act as an observable. So I need to make it as interface here, and I need to extend observable. So observable and observable view MVC. I will make an observable view MVC the thing. This is called MVC views. This is the observable MVC, and it is an interface. I will implement it, create an interface, and I will create this interface MVC and passing listener type. So extends view MVC. Also, I need to create an extending for this. Also, it inherits from the view MVC. I will create a new view here. MVC also will go and get view, get root view. It's very simple, and it contains only one method. I have created, guys, the view MVC. This view MVC contains one view method, and this will extend the view MVC, and I will make two listeners or two methods, void register, that we will use in the last step, listener type, and listener type, and I will make another one called on register listener type again, and it's called listener type. So register a listener that will be notified for any input event performed on this MVC view. So this is for registering any inputs. And unregistered listener is unregistered, previously a registered listener. Does nothing if the listener was not registered. So guys, view MVC, this is the basic interface, and the siblings and the children from this is observable view MVC, and which is extended the view MVC and contains two methods, the registered listener and the unregistered listener. And the questions view MVC, which extends observable view MVC. So this is the grandfather. This is the son of view MVC, and this is the son of observable view MVC. We have this hierarchy. This clean hierarchy will make us a professional in coding and make our application work smooth. So extends. This is view. I was making this list view, question list view, MVC extends observable view, and I need to pass for the generics questions list MVC and listener. I will pass a listener. I will create a new class called listener, and it would be an interface because I'm passing an interface here. Void and on question clicked question I will import the class because I have moved it to another package. Void bind questions. I will pass a list of questions, pass list of question and questions. Okay, so in this way we have implemented the questions list view MVC. Now let's go back to our class that extends this interface, that it is a son of this, and this is son of this big interface. Maybe it may be a little bit confusing, but don't worry guys, if you understand how the inheritance and how the interfaces and how the polymorphism and how the codes and the design patterns in Java, you can understand this smoothly. But till now, if you didn't understand, don't worry, we will clarify them into the Java course later on, and we will concentrate on dependency injection in this application. So questions list view MVC. Okay, and this requires from us to implement methods: the bind questions, register listener, unregister listener, and get root view. Why these four? Because we have implemented the questions listener MVC, and this view MVC extends from the observable view MVC and inherit view MVC, and this interface contains get root. This interface observable, it will contain a register and a listener and unregistered listener, and the questions list view MVC contains the bind question. So I will click on OK, and I will start implementing cutting from and moving the UI from the recycler view. So I will go up, I will cut the recycler view and its adapter and paste it here. Okay, So the questions list view implementation needs to have a constructor of these two, and this is the constructor MVC layout inflator. I will remove this. I will make it an empty constructor and a pass layout inflator called inflator, and view group container, and I will set the root here. I will set root view inflator dot inflate r dot layout questions list. Okay, so I'm making use of the list, a layout that we have created before, and this is the false. Okay, so I will implement the package here and everything should work fine. View group container. Now I will initialize the recycler view here. So I will go and I will cut these linear layout, also the question, and with the set adapter, and I will paste them here. So find view by ID, it is here, it would be the container dot find view by ID, and here container dot set root. Okay, I will solve it, and I'm passing the context here. I will need to get context. Container dot get context. Okay, so in this way we have moved the recycler view and its adapter from the main activity or the questions list activity to here, to the MVC model. Now, new on question list activity, I will remove this. Questions list listener override, and on question clicked for, I will remove this, for every listener get the listeners. Okay, so listener dot on question clicked question. Okay, till now we have implemented the MVC correctly. Don't worry guys, these errors will be solved later. I will scroll down on the bind questions, and I will use the mQuestions adapter dot bind data, and I will pass the questions here. Okay, and I will go and cut from the questions list activity the questions adapter that we have created before, and its view holder, and the questions adapter. So this is the interface on questions. I will cut it and move it to here. Okay, but under the bind questions. I will paste it. Okay. And I will go to the questions adapter. I will fold it and I will cut it from here and paste it underneath the listener. And let's see if there is anything we need to change. Now, we are working on the MVC, the list view MVC implementation, and we need, for this code, we are having it correct. Let's scroll down till now if we have binding the data good. And everything is working fine because we don't have any errors. And we have just cutting and pasting from the questions list activity. Okay, so I will go up and solve the errors because we have implemented the questions inside this class, so no need to make it here. And base MVC. I need to create a class base view MVC in order to get the root from this. So I will create it MVC in this class, Java class, and I will create it base view MVC. And this is an abstract class MVC, and if type of type plus passing the type listener type extends base observable. So base observable and passing listener type implements observable view MVC, and I'm passing listener type. Okay, it's very simple, guys. I have created an abstract class called base observable base view MVC and extends base observable. Okay, now let's create the base observable, and this observable class listener type, I will pass listener class, and I will make a thread safe set of listeners. Thread safe set of listeners. Okay, so private set of listener class called listener equal to collections dot new set from map, and this map will contain a new concurrent hash map listener class and the boolean. So I will pass, this is between like this, and I will pass 1. Initial capacity is equal to 1. Now I will make a public final void register listeners or listener, and I will pass listener class as listener. These are the generics and listener. And also I need to pass here unregistered listener, public final void unregistered listener, and I passed the listener class type parameter to here, to the listener, unregistered listener, and I call mListener.remove. So I'm removing this listener from where the unregistered listener is called. Now I need to get a reference to unmodifiable set containing all the registered listeners. So I need to make one last thing. It is called protected final set, getting the set of all the listener, call the class listener class, get listeners, return collections dot unmodifiable set, okay, and passing the listeners. So what we have done, we have created an class, a public abstract class here. And in this class, we have implemented, we have created two methods, the register listener and the unregistered listener, that takes a listener class that it's passed from the generics from the base observable, and make and add the listener in the first and remove the listener from the second. So this is the observable class. I need to remove this and this. Okay, so this is the base observable class. And now in the base view MVC, the error has been removed. Now I will pause the video here and I will make the part 2 in the next video. So thank you guys, see you in next videos.